Hi everyone, welcome back to another pick a card reading. Today's pick a card reading is all about your 2025 love life. So in this reading, we're going to find out what is happening next in your love and relationships and what you can expect in the romantic sector of your life in the new year. Now, if you would like to explore my podcast or my online shop, please check out the links below in the description. You'll be able to get your hands on any of the crystals that you see here today. I do have crystal jewelry as well as non-crystal jewelry like beautiful gold-filled pendants. I also have some lifestyle items too. So it is your cozy spiritual self-care shop online to make it super easy and convenient. So if you feel called, again, check out the links in the description. Now, if you are new to pick a card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do here is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So we have pile 1 here with the roses card, and then we have a yellow Jasper crystal. Quick question, friends. For those of you that are familiar with yellow Jasper, do you know why there's like red coloring underneath? Like is Jasper red underneath? Anyway, for all my crystal enthusiasts, if you know, let me know in the comments. Random question. We have pile 2 here with the moth card, and then we also have a blue apatite heart. I thought it'd be cute to use all the heart crystals today because it's a love reading. So, okay. And then we have pile 3 here with the bluebird card. And then we have a Chrysocolla heart. And then we have pile 4 here with the swan card. And then we also have Labradorite. So you can choose one pile, you can choose more than one pile, or you can choose all of them. It is totally up to you. But when you are ready, please pause the video and go to the description of this video so you can find the timestamp that is linked to your pile. Then you can skip ahead to your reading. So thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I will see you on the inside. Okay, so pile 1, your 2025 love life. What is happening next for you? Let's start off here with the Queen of Sticks. And sorry for this one, I actually want to bring the photo up. I want to bring the card up a little bit closer because the illustrations are just gorgeous on this deck. I will link all of the decks that you see here in this reading in the description just in case you're interested. But we have the Queen of Sticks here. And so this is the Queen of Wands in the tarot. And so, you know, in terms of your 2025 love life, pile 1, I feel like many of you here are entering a phase of confidence and passion and more empowerment here. With the Queen of Wands here, I feel like you're stepping into your personal power, pile 1. I feel like this is you exuding a lot of warmth, a lot of charisma, a lot of magnetism. And I feel like this is what's going to attract new romantic opportunities or deepen existing relationships if that's what you're focused on or if that's your situation. Now, for those of you who are single, I feel like the Queen of Wands here could represent you radiating confidence, right? So maybe you're going to find yourself in a phase where you feel a little bit more outgoing and a little bit more vibrant, right? A little bit more magnetic. You're really going to be drawing in the attention of potential partners. I also feel like you're going to feel secure in who you are and who you are as an individual. And I think that this is what's going to make you a lot more appealing to other people. I also feel like if you're single, there could be somebody fiery or very dynamic or somebody creative entering your life. So I feel like this person might match your energy and your passion. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship already, I feel like the Queen of Wands here could represent you reigniting passion in some way, right? So maybe there's some sort of boost in your relationship's intimacy and excitement that's coming your way in the new year. I wonder if this also could represent some of you taking the lead in either planning activities or setting the tone for the relationship. But yeah, if you're already in a relationship, this is definitely the time to support each other's dreams, support each other's ambitions. I also feel like it's a good time to like balance independence within the partnership as well. So regardless if you're in a relationship or if you're single, the Queen of Wands encourages us to trust our instincts and to express our desires very boldly, right? It reminds us not to shy away from being our true, authentic self. So I do think that you're going to be feeling a lot more self-assured in 2025, pile 1. I think that you're going to feel a lot more vibrant, and I feel like you're going to be paving the way. You're going to be paving the way for a very vibrant and fulfilling love life. So this is super duper exciting, pile 1. What else is happening next in your love life in 2025? We also have the Page of Stones. And so this one is the Page of Pentacles. Let me bring this card up closer for you too, so we can get a better picture of what's going on. So we have the Page of Stones. We've got a woman here. We've got a person here. Oops. Actually make it brighter. Okay. So we've got a person here, and it says camp host. And, you know, this person is set up. They've got their firewood. They've got their pet. They've got their little camper there. They're just sitting outside, you know, enjoying. I do think that in terms of your 2025 love life, pile 1, you're going to be having some sort of like fresh start, right? Something that feels very grounded and practical, and something that has the potential for a lot of growth. So for those of you who are single, well, I feel like the Page of Pentacles might represent somebody new entering your life. And I think that this person's going to be very much reliable. They're going to be hardworking. I do think that they're going to be very thoughtful as well. With the Page of Pentacles here, I do also think that maybe this represents a period of personal growth for you, where you're focusing on building yourself up in a meaningful way, right? One that makes you ready for a very stable and meaningful relationship. Now, if you're already in a relationship, I feel like this could point to the possibility of working together with your partner on some sort of like shared goal, whether this is finances or health or personal development. I definitely feel like it's time to invest in the relationship's future in some way. Whether you're in a relationship or single, I also feel like this card probably represents you approaching love with a very realistic mindset, right? I do think that this is my pile that's very much willing to put in the effort. You're willing to learn and you're willing to grow rather than rushing or relying solely on your emotions. The Page is often a student or an apprentice. So in love, I do feel like this could signify maybe like learning about your partner or learning about the dynamics of your relationship. I also think that with the Page of Stones here, you're gonna find yourself a little bit more curious about what makes a relationship successful. And I think that you're going to be putting that knowledge to use and, you know, into practice, into your own relationship. But all in all, I do feel like with the Page of Stones here, you're going to be manifesting stability, pile 1. The Pentacles are connected to the material world. So this could also talk about like long-term stability or long-term commitment. So whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship or attached in some way to someone, I definitely think that you're planting the seeds for something that feels very secure and something that feels very abundant in terms of your future. So definitely, you know, be patient, be open to learning. I definitely think that love is like a seed and it's something that we have to keep nurturing. And what you invest now is something that's going to blossom over time. So, you know, focus on what matters, right? Communication, building trust, and really creating this strong foundation. We also have the Patience card. This one says, just a few more months, good things are coming to those who wait. Ooh, okay. I definitely feel like your love life is moving through a phase where timing is everything. So for those of you here who are single, I feel like this card can represent that maybe a very meaningful connection is on the horizon for you, but maybe it'll require you to trust the process and avoid rushing into relationships, right? So maybe this is a good time to focus on personal growth or setting intentions or, you know, doing the things that you need to do to create a very strong foundation for future love. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, I wonder if this represents a period of waiting or like a period of working through challenges together. I think that this card here encourages us to nurture the bond. Nurture the bond that you have with a lot of care and understanding, right? Know that the effort that you invest now is going to lead you to a deeper connection, right? And it's going to lead you to more fulfillment in the near future. I also feel like for some of you here, maybe like practicing things like self-love and affirmations to really align yourself with that energy of love. And I know that sounds cheesy. Like I remember when I first was told like, you should say affirmations. I was like, there's no way I'm going to repeat some phrases in the mirror to myself and I don't even believe it. And I think there's something to be said about that. Like, it's not about like forcing yourself to believe in something that you don't believe in, but I think it's about trying things differently or switching up your energy in some way to try and gain some new perspective. So you never know. You never know what might resonate with you that you first thought, maybe not for me, right? Because now I feel like I use a lot of affirmations and it's not at all cheesy like I thought it might have been, you know? So I think with this, especially we've got like the little time symbol here, I think this is a good time to reflect on what you truly desire in your love life. This is a time to be open to signs and any sort of synchronicities that point you towards love or, you know, growth in your relationship. So yeah, I think just remember, just a few more months, it does tell us that like divine timing is at play, right? So definitely your patience is going to be rewarded. And I do think that something is definitely worth the wait. So yeah. We also have give your relationship a chance. This one says work on your partnership. I love how like retro these pictures are. Anyway, okay. I don't know, I keep hearing like the 80s. I don't know if the 80s is a significant era for some of you here. I just like look at this woman's like hair and her makeup and her style and I'm like, she looks like she came from the 80s. So yeah, I don't know if that is significant to anyone here. But yeah, this one says give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So I definitely feel like your love life in 2025 will have some sort of like renewed focus on communication or maybe understanding and nurturing a connection that you have. So if you're already in a relationship, this could be a sign to maybe invest more time or more energy into it, right? Like for some of you, maybe this looks like having more open, honest conversations, right? Or addressing any sort of like unresolved issues. This could look like finding ways to support each other if you have some shared goals, right? Like for example, maybe you want to purchase a home together. And so maybe this is the year where you start to be very open and honest in your communication about this. Yeah, and then for those of you, like if anything feels a bit rocky, I think this is also a reminder, like relationships, they go through cycles, right? And you know, putting effort into working together can really help you to overcome challenges. So maybe for some of you here, this is a sign for you to give your relationship another chance. Now, I want to make this disclaimer that for those of you here who, you know, feel like you're in something toxic or something not safe, this is in no way like a message for you to go give that another chance. Like if you're not safe or if you need to get out for your safety, please do that. You know, of course you have free will. You are, you know, the decision maker of your own life. And in these readings that I do, I never like to tell you guys what to do, or I never like to imply that at all. But I also like to make very realistic disclaimers when it comes to like, you know, certain situations, like giving something another go, because that is left to your discretion. So only you know your situation best, and trust your gut. But anyway, for those of you who are single, I think that this card could represent you putting yourself out there more, or like giving somebody a chance that you might have overlooked before. I feel like there's somebody out there who really does align with your desires and your values. So I wonder if there's some sort of like untapped potential, right? There's somebody that you can really deepen your connection with. And I think that this is going to lead you to this realization that this is a very meaningful relationship that you're building and investing in. We also have the snake and fern. This one says starting over. So you're definitely going to be going through some sort of period of transformation, and for sure you're going to be going through some sort of renewal in your love life. I feel like you're entering a phase where any sort of past patterns are being shed, right? And this is what's going to open up the doors and allow for a new growth and, you know, new opportunities in your romantic life. Because I'm thinking about like how a snake sheds its skin. And so with that kind of like symbolism, I feel like you might be letting go of old emotional baggage or like old habits that no longer serve you, right? I keep hearing like letting go of the drama. The fern symbolizes things like resilience and the ability to thrive in new conditions, even after periods of like difficulty or change. So I do think that even though you might be moving through a period of transition, there's this huge potential for a brand new start, one that's very fresh and one that's filled with a lot of growth and, again, like things like renewal. So this could be a really good time for you to embrace a new relationship or even redefine the one that you currently are in. But I do think that it's all about like looking at things with new eyes and creating a deeper and more like authentic connection. So yeah, just trust any sort of changes that you're going through. I think that whatever's happening is happening for you, and it's leading you towards something more aligned with, you know, your values and your true desires and your emotional needs. I love that we have the moon card here because we were just talking about emotions and emotional needs. So this one says moon emotions. Waves roll in day after day. Allow the flow of emotions to carry you, all the while trusting that you will make your way to shore. Oh, that you will make your way back to shore. You are continuously responding to the moment you are in. Tune in to your sensitivity and compassion. Yeah, this is definitely my pile of highly sensitives, my pile of empaths. You feel a lot, you take on a lot, pile one. This could also be a sign for you to trust, again, trust your gut, trust your instincts. I do think that like your emotions are going to be playing a big role in your relationships going forward. So I don't know if you're going to like be getting some very deep emotional insights. Maybe you're going to be feeling a little bit more intuitive in terms of like your connection with other people. I definitely think that this could bring about like a time of reflection, maybe a time where you explore your own feelings, right? And maybe you explore your own needs a little bit more deeply, the things that are below the surface. With the moon's energy, sometimes it can bring some uncertainty or some confusion. So, right, because sometimes our emotions can cloud our judgment. So I don't know if it would be helpful for you to approach things with more clarity, more patience, or kind of like practicing balancing like the logic and the emotion, you know, using both brains. For those of you who are in a relationship already, maybe this is a time where your intuition is going to guide you. You're going to be really tapped into that inner wisdom, and you're not going to be swayed by any sort of like illusions or misunderstandings. If you feel like there's any sort of like uncertainty or like hidden aspects in your relationship, I do think that the moon is going to illuminate them, right? It's going to allow you to move forward with more awareness. For those of you who are in a relationship, maybe this represents a period of deepening your emotional bonds. And for those of you who are single, right? And for those of you who are seeking out love, maybe this is representative of like you meeting someone that really stirs your emotions in the most positive and unexpected ways. I just think either way, it's a time to be very mindful of your emotions and trust your instincts. And then we also have the roses card here. I keep hearing that song, Don't Buy Me Roses by Alina Baraz. So if you feel called to check that song out, maybe there's like a message for you in the lyrics. Well, okay. For those of you who are looking to make a change in your relationship, like I heard this line from that song. It was like, suddenly it's not what it seems. Thought you were perfect, perfect for me. So I don't know if you're, for some of you here in this pile, I don't know if you're changing your mind about someone. But that song, Don't Buy Me Roses, it's like, I think I gotta analyze the lyrics a little deeper, but when she says don't buy me roses, like I feel like it's her communicating that it's not just about the material things. I think it's about showing people your behavior, right? It's about showing people your actions. Like, don't buy me roses if you're gonna be a crappy partner. Like, invest the time and the energy instead of like focusing on buying like material things, you know? Maybe that resonates with a specific some of you here. But I also think this represents self-love too. Like maybe some of you are like, I'm gonna buy myself roses. This could be the year where it's like, we're buying ourselves flowers. We're giving ourselves our flowers. It's like that Miley Cyrus song, right? I can buy myself flowers. This one says, it will never rain roses when we want to have more roses. We must plant more roses. Yeah, so it's like, if you want, it's almost like, of course, divine timing is at play here, but then also it's about putting in that effort. It's about investing that time and energy towards whatever goal you have. So if you're single and you want to be in a loving, stable, committed relationship, one that you can trust the other person and you both pour into each other in the best ways possible, well, then we have to plant the seeds, right? We do our part, and then of course we step back and let the divine do its part too. But like, if we want, it's almost like you have to take action towards that love that you're looking for. This can resonate. I mean, this can go for those of you who are in a relationship already. 2, we also have a wild card here. So with this one, it says overwhelm. So it says, ever feel like you're drowning in a sea of emotion? Like you're juggling so much that you're afraid of dropping the ball on something important. You're not alone. Say hello to overwhelm. If you're in the midst of overwhelm, pause and write down everything that's on your plate. Now go through the list and identify which of these balls in the air are plastic and can bounce back if you drop them, and which are glass and therefore a priority. Can you delegate and toss any of these tasks to a support person who can help you overcome your overwhelm? Take a moment and breathe. Next time your body throws you too many balls and you feel overwhelmed, know that you have a plan. You can do it. Take a moment and breathe. Interesting. For those of you who feel a little overwhelmed in love, right? Maybe like overwhelmed with the idea of having to put yourself out there, or overwhelmed with having to like go through the dating process or learn more about people, right? Like it takes a lot of energy. It's taxing. So don't be afraid to like give yourself time, right? Be patient with yourself too. If you're not ready to like jump in the love pool, like don't force yourself, right? Take a moment and breathe. Tune into your emotions, right? Not only give your relationship a chance, but give yourself a chance, right? We don't have to rush into anything is what I keep hearing. Now, let's see. What else do I want to do here? Oh, let's pull. I haven't done this in a while. I want to get some more information for you from our tea leaf fortune cards. What else does pile 1 need to know? What else does pile 1 need to know? Okay. We have cracked cup. This one says dissatisfaction with life. This one says bird perched, waiting for news, package, letter. Scissors, disappointment and some affair. Broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Frying pan, trouble, accusations. Arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. And then this one, great, good fortune. I feel like I can already see the story that's being told here, pile 1. And then we have pale, time to get out of a situation. Okay, so pile 1. I feel like for a select some of you, right, for a specific some of you, there has been some sort of dissatisfaction, right, in your love life, whether this is past, right, whether this is, happened previously, or whether this is happening right now. There's something that you weren't too happy about, right? There's something that's even like, I feel like there's this, it's almost like there could be this dissatisfaction that you haven't even expressed to anybody outside of yourself yet. for a specific some of you. So say, for example, you're in a relationship and you have been expressing the things that bother you to your partner, or you've been expressing this dissatisfaction to them, but you feel like it's been falling on deaf ears, or you feel like they haven't been hearing you out, or if they have, maybe they haven't made the changes. But either way, I'm just trying to lay out a couple different scenarios. Of course, you know, use your discernment. But there's been some sort of like dissatisfaction, and maybe there's been some sort of disappointment, right? In some sort of situation. I don't think that there's any mistake with the word affair here. So I feel like, and not like, I'm not saying that everybody in this pile has gone through that, but there are specific some of you in this pile who maybe you have gone through like dealing with an affair in your relationship, right? Going through something that really broke the relationship down. Something that left you very sad, very dissatisfied, you know, grief-stricken even. Especially we have like the frying pan here. This one says trouble, accusation. So maybe there was a lot of like, where are you going? Who are you talking to? What are you doing? Right? A lot of like things that drove more feelings of paranoia. Now, this is for a specific some of you, because I'm really like feeling that need to let you guys know like this message is not for everyone. But yeah, either way, if for those of you who have been feeling like it's time to get out of a situation, maybe, you know, this is a confirmation that like, it's not like a confirmation to like go and do it, go and leave, or whatever you've been feeling to do, but it could just be confirming that like, you know, your intuition has been trying to give you messages. There's some sort of choice that you're about to make, pile one, that's very much aligned with your destiny. So you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Follow your own arrow, pile one. You know the best direction. And then we also have great good fortune. So just know, pile one, really good things are on the horizon for you. Your 2025 love life is going to be amazing. You're going to have great good fortune. It's going to be a very, very beautiful, lucky year for you. I feel like this is my pile that's probably been through a lot in terms of, you know, love and relationships, but just know that there's going to be a beautiful new rebirth here, right? Trust your intuition. We're going to be pouring into ourselves. We're going to be, you know, showing ourselves the self-love and the care that we know we deserve. We're going to allow ourselves breaks, right? We're not going to get swept away with overwhelm. We're going to be patient, right? We're going to give ourselves a chance, maybe give somebody else a chance too. Oh, I didn't even talk about this one, waiting for news, package or a letter. I feel it's like patience, like waiting for good news. It's like you have to sift through a couple rocks to find the gems, right? There's only a couple good diamonds in the bunch, so. I feel like this is my pile, especially like for those of you who are single and maybe looking to, you know, in the right timing, like start a different relationship or a new relationship. I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. Like you're going to be like, wow, I had to, you know, date a few winners to, to get to the goal, to get to the light at the end of the tunnel, to get to the rainbow, right? At the end of the storm. So anyway, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And yeah, thank you so much, pile one. I really hope that this reading resonates with you. If it did, please comment below. Please give this video a big thumbs up. And yeah, let me know what pile you chose. You know, I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Hope to see you on the next video after this. Check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I have a bunch of different pick a card readings and videos for you to explore. But if not this time, I will see you back on the next video. Bye, pile one. Pile two. So your 2025 love life, what is happening next for you, pile two? We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And with the Page of Pentacles in reverse here, pile two, I wonder if for some of you here, maybe you feel like there might be some sort of stagnation or like a lack of progress. The reverse page can often talk about things like distractions or maybe like not prioritizing something that's important. So I don't know if maybe you've experienced like, you know, somebody in the partnership not feeling very fully invested, or, you know, maybe somebody in this partnership, you know, needs to like put more into sustaining the relationship. So the Page of Pentacles asks us if we're putting in the necessary effort, right? So I don't know if it's like the other person in this connection or you, or, you know, somebody in this connection. I wonder if it's like this time to evaluate, right? Whether you're putting in the necessary effort. I wonder if there's also like potential connections around you, but maybe they're being overlooked, right? Maybe some of you here are feeling like a hesitation. So yeah, I don't know if this is my pal that isn't sure on whether they're feeling fully open in the moment, like at the moment in terms of like, you know, the love department. I wonder too if this is my pal that's experienced somebody who like was a little bit more immature in love, or I don't know if you've experienced a connection where there were like maybe unrealistic expectations. So I don't know if there's like a need to like grow more emotionally before moving forward, right? Like maybe you were with someone who needed to grow up a little bit, you know? But yeah, either way, it's a call to just to reassess your approach to love and to make sure that you're grounded in your expectations. You know, consider what you truly want in your love life and make sure that those actions are aligning with your goals, right? It's also a card of being patient, right? So if things feel slow or things don't feel steady, it's a call to focus on your personal growth. It's a reminder for us to focus on your readiness for a deeper connection. Now, if you're dealing with someone who seems like they're not focused or they're not very invested, maybe some of you here want to have very open and honest conversations with either yourself or this person to determine their intentions. I don't know if this is my pal that's felt like they've been through some sort of pause or some sort of setback, but this is a time where you can actually gain more clarity about what you need in love, right? And this will help you to move forward with purpose. Now we also have the Judgment card here. This is a card that represents things like awakening. It represents things like transformation. It represents things like, you know, reckoning. So maybe you are in a phase where you're evaluating your past relationships and your choices here. I wonder if like this is my pal that's gaining more clarity on what you truly want. And it looks like this angel's like calling down to these other kitties here, right? And so maybe it's like this call to listen to your inner voice and to, again, realign your actions with your higher self. For those of you who are single here, I feel like by reflecting, it'll help you to like attract a partner who matches this new sense of self, right? If you're in a relationship, maybe there's a need for like having a very honest conversation about your future together, right? Now, for some of you here, maybe this represents some sort of like reconciliation or closure. So I don't know if some of you here are going to reconnect with someone from your past, or maybe some of you here are going to give a relationship another chance, or you're going to be finding peace and moving forward. There's a couple different, you know, scenarios here. But yeah, I just wonder, like, pile 2, is there any sort of like unresolved feelings or any sort of lessons from a previous relationship that maybe needs addressing right now? Because I do feel like with the Judgment card here, this represents some sort of like big transformative decision. I think that this represents a big turning point in your love life, and some sort of big decision or some sort of significant realization is really going to reshape the way that you approach love. So for those of you who are in a relationship, maybe you decide to take things to the next level. I don't know if this is like engagement or marriage or like making a deeper commitment, right? Or for some of you here, you know, for those of you who this resonates with, maybe you're making this decision to part ways, right? If the connection no longer aligns with your personal growth. Now, for those of you who are single, I think that this is a reminder for you to trust the process and to remain open to relationships that are very transformative. So yeah, I do think that with this card, it reminds us to like let go of any old patterns, let go of any doubts, let go of the things that aren't serving your higher self, right? Your highest good. And you know, I think that this is my pile where you find love might take a bit of a spiritual path, right? It might take a bit of spiritual growth, and this is what's going to lead you to having a more profound and fulfilling connection. And so it's almost like that card of like, are you ready to answer the call? We also have the yes card. This one says luck is on your side. So I do think that this is going to be a time of positive movement and a lot of really good potential opportunities in your love life. I think that this could indicate some sort of moment where a decision or an action that you've been thinking about in love is, you know, it's going to be very much supported by the universe, and it's going to make it a very ideal time. I keep hearing like auspicious time to move forward with this. So I do think that you can expect to feel more confident about whatever steps that you're taking, you know, whether this is deepening like an existing relationship or maybe starting something new. Or just maybe allowing the flow of love to enter your life a lot more seamlessly in general. Now, I do think that with this card, I think that the energy around you is favorable, right? There's a strong sense of like alignment with your desires and the opportunities that arise. So stay open to new possibilities, trust that things are going to fall into place in the right timing. We also have let your friends help you. So this one says ask for and accept support from others. So with this card, I feel like maybe like getting some advice or seeking some sort of support from people around you could definitely play a really big pivotal role in terms of the way you move forward with your love life. So I don't know, for some of you, this means that, you know, you're going to be in a space where guidance or assistance from your friends could provide you with a lot more clarity, or maybe encouragement, or even introduce you to new opportunities in love. Or maybe you find that your close friends or your social network are a lot more willing to help guide you through any challenges that you're facing in your love life. You know, whether this is like offering a listening ear, or maybe introducing you to someone new, or maybe just even providing like emotional support. I think that this is the card of just allowing others to help you with like lightening your load in some way. And I feel like for those of you who that resonates with, like that lightening your load phrase is going to make a lot of sense. I also feel like maybe with this card, some of you here might feel the need to step back and allow those around you to play a more active role in your life. Because sometimes I feel like we get so caught up in our own feelings and our own emotions and our own life that we often miss the bigger picture. And sometimes our friends can have a nice fresh perspective on our situation. Again, I'm really feeling like strongly for you that your friends could be the source of some sort of like important introduction, or they could help you meet someone new who really does align with your values and your desires and your needs in a partner. I think that also just by being more social, right, and by being in more like group settings, there's also going to be an opportunity for new connections to develop a lot more naturally for you, pal, too. Now, for those of you who have had any sort of past disappointments or any sort of past struggles in love, I do think that leaning on your friends for healing and for emotional support, it's definitely going to make you feel a lot better and a lot more grounded and ready for what's to come next. So I think that this card reminds us to be open to outside perspectives and to remind us that asking for support is not like a luxury, it's actually a need, and it can actually shift the energy in your life, and it can bring in a lot of new insights or maybe new connections. And so I do think that the key here is to remain open, it's to remain receptive, and it's to trust in the power of your social circle to help guide you forward in love. We also have the Martin and Foxglove. This one says mischief. So with this one, I feel like you're going to be entering a phase that feels very playful and feels very fun and like spontaneous. So I do think that you're going to find yourself in a lot of situations where there's a lot of laughter and humor and lightheartedness and maybe even a bit of mischief, right? Maybe new dynamics in your relationship. I do feel like this could manifest for you as like, again, having very fun, spontaneous moments with your romantic partner, or maybe even someone new coming into your life, if that resonates with you. And this is someone that brings a sense of adventure. So again, be open, be playful. You know, maybe even, I keep hearing like some harmless trickery, right? Something that adds a bit more excitement to your life. I feel like some of you are a bit of a mystery too, so that can be pretty fun and playful in a relationship. But yeah, I feel like with this too, I wonder if like the person that you're going to be connected with, or the person that you're even with now, I wonder if they have this playful energy, right? And I think it's important to keep in mind that like this person is very sincere, no matter if like their words are ones that you can't really take too seriously. Again, that's just for a specific some of you, but just embrace the unexpected, have fun, you know, just be open to any sort of new possibilities that come up, because there's going to be a lot of fun that's coming into your love life in 2025. Now, we also have the fascination or anxiety card here. This one says Virgo emotion. And then it says, a woodpecker bores through tree bark. Your capacity to drill into the details may be resulting in an exciting or energizing feeling of fascination, or it may be causing you to overthink things and feel anxious. If the latter is the case, it might be helpful to broaden your perspective. Interesting. This is like the third or fourth time that like perspective, getting perspective outside of yourself, let your friends help you. Judgment, right? Broaden your perspective, open yourself up, be more receptive to maybe something that you're not used to, move out of your comfort zone. I also feel like with this one, I don't know if any of you here have been feeling a little bit of mixed emotions. Virgo energy tends to focus on the details, and you know, I don't know if you're experiencing something where you're both fascinated with someone, but you're also feeling a little overwhelmed or anxious about it too, right? There's something that feels very intriguing, but maybe there's like a bit of unknown with like how things are about to unfold. I don't know, for some of you, like there's this deep fascination with a partner or a new love interest. I think that just with this, it like almost inspires you to pay attention to like every little detail, right? Or maybe you're like replaying like interactions that you've had with this person, like you're analyzing your interactions and you're feeling drawn to them in a way that feels very exciting, but maybe a little overwhelming. I wonder if some of you here have been overthinking about something, because I'm just thinking like Virgo is very analytical. And so I do think that this is a sign that loves to make sense, right, of things. And so I don't know if you're trying to make sense of like every sign or action of theirs, right? I don't know if you're questioning or kind of like over analyzing a couple things. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of doubt here, but I do think that this is a call to, you know, nurture your growth, deepen your understanding, maybe balance out some of that perfectionism, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of us who like, we're searching for the relationship that feels just right, right? And I don't know if for some of you here, if you struggle with trying to find like the perfect relationship or the perfect dynamic, right? I just feel like instead you're going to be focused on building a relationship that's based on shared values, that's based on respect, that's based on loyalty and love. It's not about lowering your standards. It's just about, again, like thinking outside of the box, maybe looking at a different perspective. So yeah, we also have the moth card here. Again, moths are symbols of transformation. So I do think that your love life is about to be really completely transformed in 2025 in the best way possible. One that again aligns with your higher self and what's for your highest and best good. And this one says, be astonished. Yeah, so I do think that again, you're going to be very shocked at like how beautiful things turn out on the other side of things, how beautiful things are in 2025 in terms of what's happening in your love life. A lot of wishes coming true. We also have all you need. And so this one says, picture yourself as a little kid. Can you think of a time when you were sad? What did you need in that moment? Comfort, reassurance, a shoulder to cry on. See if you can remember how others responded to your sadness. Did your needs get met? Come back to the present. Can you honor that you might still have those same needs now? Name one person that you feel ready to communicate those needs to, and take a step today to reach out to them. Whoa, okay. Let your friends help you. Name one person that you feel ready to communicate these needs to, and take a step today to reach out to them. Interesting. A shoulder to cry on, that's standing out. I think that this is my pile too, that like maybe doesn't always like reach out to their friends, or doesn't always reach out to their community for support when they really need it. I think that this is my pile. You're very strong, you're very independent, and maybe you don't want to like bother or burden other people with your problems, or you're like, I can figure it out, it's not a big deal. But I think there's been multiple signifiers in this reading pile too that have been urging you to let others support you, or to keep people in, right? So that you can have that shoulder to cry on, or get that reassurance or that comfort, right? There is big power in community. You don't have to do it all alone. Okay, so I would love to pull some tea leaf fortune cards, get any additional information. Okay, you have scales, keep your life in balance. You have gavel, involvement with the law. Some of you are getting married in 2025. That's for specific some of you. Also though, I feel like for those of you who have been wanting to get out of a situation, maybe you're going to be drafting up the papers to skedaddle, right? To get out of there, because for some of you here too, I feel like you're like, no, I am worth so much more. And you are. Okay. Wind chimes, peace and harmony, flowers, happiness. Dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with a dark complexion or hair. Another one popped out. We have flag, don't be tempted to lower your standards. Horseshoe, good luck. And we have reconciliation. Okay, I'm feeling 3 different scenarios here, but also remember this is a general reading. So again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Number 1, I feel like for those who this resonates with, you are going to get married in the year of 2025. You are going to be having a lot of luck as it comes to your wedding, your union. For some of you here, I feel like, again, you may be taking a step away from a situation. For those of you who are going through that, I think that when high emotions are running, people can act in different interesting ways, right? Might not be thinking straight. So don't be tempted to lower your standards. I know it can be like easy to be petty with petty, but for those of you who that resonates with, that will make a lot of sense. Some of you too, like you might be reconciling with an ex, or for some of you here, don't be tempted to lower your standards and reconcile, right? So there's a couple of different things. It's like, it's either you will be reconciling or don't do that. I never like to, again, tell you what to do in these readings. You have autonomy, you have, personal power. So this is all just for fun, just for entertainment purposes. Remember that. But those are a couple different things. Some of you may have dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Either way, I feel like this reminds me of Libra. Things are going to be balancing out. More peace, more harmony is coming your way. And yeah, thank you so much, Pile 2. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose, because I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I do hope to see you on the next video after this. Check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I have a bunch of different pick-a-card readings and videos for you to explore. But if not this time, I will see you back on the next reading. See you later. Bye. Okay, so pile 3, I am so excited to read for you. So, okay, your 2025 love life. What is going to happen next? So we have the 2 of Sticks, which is the 2 of Wands. I actually want to bring the cards up a little closer. Actually, let me show you the deck real quick. So if you're interested in getting your hands on any of these decks, I have linked all of the decks that you see here today in the description, but these 2 tarot cards come from the Tarot for the Great Outdoors deck. I think this deck is so gorgeous, and I've been bringing a lot of these cards up a little bit closer to the camera so that you can see the beautiful illustrations. So we have the 2 of Sticks or the 2 of Wands. So this makes me think, sorry, just adjusting my lighting, I wonder if you have some sort of plan in 2025, pile 3. This one says Backcountry Trail System. And look, there's 2 people here holding a map. So I don't know if you and a partner, or you and a loved one, you and a buddy, you and a friend, are going to be going on some sort of adventure, planning something together, figuring something out. Pile 3, I wonder if for some of you here, maybe some of you feel like you're at a crossroads, right? I don't know if you feel like you're planning your next move, or maybe you're contemplating the direction of your romantic life. The 2 of Wands is often a card that signifies a time of like vision and choice and opportunity. So for those of you who are single, I don't know if you're going to soon decide whether to pursue a new connection or explore options that really do align with your long-term desires. I really do think that with the 2 of Wands here, this card represents you being willing to step out of your comfort zone in love. And now, if you're in a relationship, I feel like there could be some sort of discussion about the future, right? So this could be like moving in together, or traveling, or setting mutual goals, right? That's another thing here. I also feel like this is the energy of like expanding your horizons. So I do think that this is the year where you're going to think big. You're going to consider how love fits into your broader life plans. So I don't know if this involves you meeting someone who really does broaden and expand your perspective and maybe introduces you to new experiences. I also think maybe this is going to be a time where you're evaluating maybe whether your current relationship supports your personal growth and your aspirations and your dreams. I also feel like the 2 of Wands here is representative of adventure and planning. So maybe this is the year that love takes you on a really exciting journey, pile 3. The 2 of Wands really does encourage us to take action towards what we desire rather than waiting for it to come to you. So I don't know if this manifests as some sort of bold move, right? Like confessing feelings, or trying long distance love, or maybe taking a trip with a partner, or maybe this looks like strategizing how to improve or enhance your romantic life if you already, have a partner. This is just a couple different examples, pile 3. But I really do think that with the 2 of Wands, this reminds us to trust our intuition, weigh out our options, and really take this active role in shaping your romantic future, right? So it's almost like this message that love is truly one of the biggest and greatest adventures that we'll ever experience in this lifetime. And I do think that maybe this is your call to like start mapping out the journey. Now we also have the Queen of Stones in reverse here. This one is the Queen of Pentacles. So with the Queen of Stones here, with the Queen of Pentacles, this card can pop up when there's a need to rebalance priorities, right? So I don't know if you're going to be focusing on more self-care in 2025, right? Boundaries. When the Queen of Pentacles is in reversed, it can talk about neglecting your own needs, right? Maybe this talks about over prioritizing somebody else's needs. This is a reminder for you to nurture yourself and to establish healthy boundaries. I wonder if you also might need to like reflect on whether you're giving too much or maybe not receiving enough in your relationships. And yeah, I don't know if any of you here have been feeling like your love life has felt a little like unstable, right? Like, I don't know if you've been questioning, like for those of you who are in a relationship, for example, I don't know, for some of you, maybe you've been questioning whether this partnership provides you with the emotional or practical security that you desire. So I don't know if this points to like some sort of imbalance in like responsibilities or efforts within the relationship, but this is just a couple examples, pile 3. But yeah, with this card, I feel like it's a reminder for you to reconnect with what really grounds you. So I don't know if this is working on inner stability before you fully invest into a relationship, right? Or I wonder if like some of you feel like you've experienced partnerships or situations that felt a bit codependent. Maybe like you felt like there was some sort of over-reliance in that connection. So maybe this card reminds us too to be mindful of any relationships where one partner is taking on too much of the emotional or the practical burden. And I think that it is this opportunity to foster things like equality and independence. I also feel like the Queen of Stones here represents you opening to a fresh perspective. So for those of you who are single, maybe the reversed Queen of Pentacles here represents a period of you self-reflecting, right? Reassessing what you truly value in a partner. Maybe this is you releasing any sort of outdated expectations or patterns that really don't serve you and your personal growth. So yeah, I definitely think that with this card, it's a sign for you to stay patient, stay kind with yourself, maybe consider whether you're prioritizing external factors like finances or appearances or your routines over emotional connection. And it's also this reminder for you to take steps to restore balance in your life, right? Whether that's through open communication with your partner, if you have one already, for example, or maybe this is through, personal self-care practices. We also have vacation. This one says you will be traveling soon. So I think that's pretty interesting. Another confirmation from what we were talking about in the Two of Wands. I wonder if someone here is going to go on a trip that really like changes their love life in a positive way, right? Really sparks some sort of new feeling or new inspiration. Are some of you traveling to the desert with a partner? Let me know. Okay, you know I love to know where you guys travel to or where you guys have been in the comments. I'm quite the travel enthusiast myself, so I love that we can like circulate our ideas and our travel inspiration here. But anyway, so with this card, I feel like some sort of like upcoming travel or change of scenery is definitely going to bring some sort of new energy into your romantic life. So for those of you who are in a relationship, maybe this represents you getting this chance to like refresh and deepen your connection while exploring new places together. I wonder if this could also offer you a break from routine and maybe create a little bit more of a relaxed environment for meaningful conversation and having like this shared sense of adventure. Now, for those of you who are single here, maybe this represents the potential for meeting somebody in a new place, right? So maybe you meet someone new during travel or a trip, right? That really like takes you outside your usual surroundings. I think either way here, travel is going to open up opportunities for new beginnings or maybe even rekindling some romance here. We also have the very soon card. So this one says, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So I feel like with this card, the energy around your love life is moving toward a very decisive moment. So maybe this is a time for you to really clearly define what you want, whether this is in terms of a relationship or a new connection, or maybe your expectations in love. And I think that the more specific you are about your desires, the more aligned these opportunities will become. So I do think that this is going to lead you to like quick developments. So for those of you here who have been uncertain or maybe undecided about a partner or your relationship goals, I do think that this card represents some sort of clarity or focus that's going to bring what you're looking for into your life. So I definitely think that it's a reminder to remember that you have the power to manifest your ideal love situation, right? And this is by being very clear about what your intentions are, what your expectations are, and how you want to feel. So, pile 3, are you currently focusing on what you truly want in a relationship or in love, or is there any particular direction that you're considering? These are some things that you might want to get really, really clear on. Now we also have the lizard and pitcher plant. This one says stagnation. So again, I wonder if this represents what we were talking about in the Queen of Pentacles, where maybe some of you feel like there's some stagnation or some instability, or maybe like things aren't flowing as quickly or as well as you would like them to be in your love life. That could just be for specific some of you here, but maybe with this card, some of you could feel like you're in a phase of a pause, right? Or maybe some of you feel a bit immobile here, right? There's this sense of waiting where maybe things aren't progressing as fast as you like, or maybe they're not evolving as fast as you like. This card really does invite us to reflect on whether we're feeling stuck due to our external circumstances, or if there's some sort of internal belief or pattern that really does need to shift within us so that movement can begin to happen. So I wonder if maybe some sort of introspection would be helpful, right? Investigating what's holding you back from moving forward. Are there any sort of like fears or past experiences or emotional blockages that are keeping you from really fully engaging in any sort of new opportunities or deepening existing connections? Because I feel like the key here could lie in you like releasing like outdated expectations and really embracing the possibility of change. And so with stagnation here, this doesn't mean like anything is doomed. It just represents this period of like introspection and clearing away old patterns so that you can make room for fresh growth. I think that with this card, you can trust that once you address the root causes, you'll be able to move forward with this very fresh, renewed energy. Now we also have innovation, Aquarius, and this one says wisdom. So it says, a gate flies open. When a gate that was closed opens with no warning, one must be in the right place at the right time to step through. When new ideas emerge, open your mind to receive them, else they will recede unnoticed or unremembered. So I do think that with this card, you could be on the brink of some sort of new transformative phase in your romantic journey, pile 3. Aquarius energy really does encourage us to lean into our individuality and our open-mindedness and our forward thinking. And so I do think that this is what's going to bring you this fresh, refreshing change in your approach to your relationships. I think that maybe some of you here will experience a shift in how you view love, and maybe some of you will move away from like this traditional or past relationship pattern that like, maybe some of you will move past any sort of like relationship patterns that you want to let go, and maybe some of you here might even be embracing more unconventional or progressive outlooks when it comes to your relationship. I wonder if this also represents you embracing intellectual connection and having like shared ideals. Maybe some of you here will run into like some unexpected connections, right? Maybe this energy will bring people into your life who are different from your usual type, or people who challenge your thinking or offer you new insights. But I definitely think that this could lead you to very exciting, thought-provoking relationships that really expand your horizons. Aquarius also values personal freedom, so maybe some of you here find that you're looking for a relationship dynamic that really allows you for some individuality, right? So maybe this is a partnership that supports your personal growth or your passions or your pursuits that are outside of the relationship, and maybe this becomes a very key factor in your love life. Aquarius is also linked to things like technology and, social movement, so maybe some of you here find love through online platforms or virtual communities, or through some sort of shared cause that really does align with your values, and it's something that creates a deeper connection with someone who shares your intellectual and your humanitarian passions. Now, I feel like for those of you who are in a long-term relationship, maybe this represents a need for you to explore some sort of new way of relating or deepening your bond, right? So maybe you find yourself having conversations about your future, or you're experimenting with new approaches to communication, or you're finding creative ways to keep the relationship dynamic and evolving. But I definitely think that this energy points to a time of refreshing change where love really becomes more aligned with your evolving wisdom and, your deeper understanding of the world and yourself. We also have the bluebird card here, so I definitely think, like, anytime I see birds, I think of messages, I think of freedom. So I don't know if some of you here will be getting an important message soon. Maybe some of you here will be focused on freedom in the year of 2025. But the back of this card says you are free to fly. So I feel like a lot of you here are going to be manifesting more autonomy in your relationships, more personal choice. Or maybe you're going to realize that that's something that you had all along. And that's something that you needed to like fully step into, right? Some of you are really going to be standing up for yourself in 2025. We also have a wild card here. This is a feelings card, and this one says jealousy. So, hey jealousy, as uncomfortable as it can feel, jealousy can help. Oh, jealousy can also be enlightening. Jealousy shows us when a relationship is important to us, or when there's something we would like to have or experience. Tap into the emotion of jealousy. First, acknowledge it by saying something like, hey jealousy, I know that you're a totally normal human emotion. We're all wired for you. Welcome to the party. Next, see what data your jealousy is offering, and know that you get to decide if it's helpful or not. Take a moment to look at your values with insights from the helpful data. What did jealousy help you to learn about yourself? These values can act like a GPS to help you decide what to do next and how you want to respond. So again, as comfortable as it can feel, jealousy can also be enlightening. Interesting. So yeah, I feel like, we can feel many, many, many different emotions, right, in life, but of course within our relationships, they bring up a lot of different emotions. So, for those of you here who have dealt with feelings of jealousy, whether this is, in the connection that you had in the past, or even in the connection that you have now, this could be a invitation to dig deeper, to find out what's lying beneath that feeling of jealousy. Maybe there could be other feelings, other layered feelings in there too. Some of you here may even decide to work with like a neutral third party, whether this is a counselor, a coach, some sort of specialist that specializes in relationships, love, marriage, family counseling, those kind of things. I do think that for those of you who are in a relationship, you're going to be learning how to communicate with your partner better, and they're going to be learning how to communicate better with you. You're going to be learning each other, like, it's not necessarily about love languages, but it's more about, I don't know, like, how do I explain this? Like, you and your partner may speak like the same language, but in terms of like the way that you could, I don't know, how do you talk about this? Like, I don't want to say we're all walking trauma responses, but like we all respond to the world differently. We all perceive the world differently. And so I do think that you and your partner are going to be gaining some really important perspective as it has to do with each other's unique differences and how you can honor that a little bit better with grace. For those of you who are interested in learning about like personality types, this is actually something that's helped me and my partner a lot. I found out that I am an INFJ and he found out that he's an ENFP, and we're like, well, we're total opposites, but we're such a nice complement. And so I'm talking about the Myers-Briggs personality types. If you're interested in learning more about that, I have a podcast all about how to use self-discovery tools to improve your life, relationships, career, finances, all of that. So check it out. I have it linked in the description if you feel called. I also go over things like human design, astrology, how to read your birth chart, all of that fun stuff so that, you can get to know yourself better and your partners and your friends and your family. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here is I would love to roll some astro dice. I don't even remember if I rolled astro dice for the other piles. So what else can pile 3 expect in their 2025 love life? Okay, I love that we have Neptune and Aries in the first house in terms of what's next for your 2025 love life, because we were just talking all about self-discovery. And so I do think that with Neptune in the first house, there's going to be this heightened focus on how you perceive yourself in relationships. So this transit can make you more dreamy, or maybe more idealistic, or more inspired to create a love life that really does align with your authentic self. So with Aries here, this adds a lot of boldness, and this encourages you to take initiative in love, but with a touch of like spiritual depth. Now, I also feel like this could represent maybe you looking at like what is fantasy versus reality in your romantic life, because the planet of Neptune, it can sometimes blur our boundaries, and it can sometimes make it challenging for us to discern fantasy from reality and love. So maybe this represents you being mindful of over idealizing partners or situations. I also feel like this represents the courage to redefine your relationships. Aries has a very pioneering energy, and so with this, I feel like, again, especially when I was talking about like autonomy and you're free to fly, Aries is going to empower you to break free from any sort of old patterns and pursue connections that really do resonate with your values and your desires. And, you know, for those of you who are in a relationship and this is something that you want to rework but like stay with the person, just know that this energy supports that as well. Of course, this is just a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For those of you who are interested in learning more about like the planets and what they represent, I do again have a podcast, That's Deep Podcast, linked for you in the description. But yes, thank you so much, Pile 3. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I do hope to see you on the next video after this. Check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I've got a bunch of different videos for you to explore. So yeah, but if not this time, I will see you next time. Bye, Pile 3. Hi, Pile 4. Okay, let's dive in. So your 2025 love life, what is happening next? So let's start with the Hierophant in reverse. With this card, I wonder if 2025 could be maybe a time where you break away from traditional structures or expectations or roles that might have been limiting your growth or your happiness in your relationships. So I don't know, for some of you here, maybe you find yourself drawn to unconventional partnerships, or maybe you're questioning societal norms about relationships. So for example, maybe you could explore, maybe some of you here start to explore new dynamics like long distance relationships or open communication styles, or maybe, you know, non-traditional commitments. Now, this is for a very specific some of you, right? But for those of you who are not really interested in like non-traditional types of relationships, but maybe you just want to like do it your own way, right? Maybe you don't want to do it the way that your family's done, or you don't want to do it the way that your friends have done it. You want to do things in your own way, right? There's a lot of freedom and individuality when we have the Hierophant in reverse here. So I do think that this is your year of personal liberation, Pile 4. I definitely think that this is the year that you prioritize your independence, or you challenge a relationship that really does feel too rigid or too rule-bound. This could mean redefining what love and commitment means to you. I also feel like this energy encourages you to examine any sort of outdated beliefs about love and relationships that you have. Some of you here might release patterns or expectations that really no longer serve you, and I feel like this will lead you to like maybe more healthier or more authentic connections. So for those of you who are in a relationship, I don't know if you feel like you or your partner are like resisting external pressures or external expectations. So I don't know if like maybe there's one person that seeks more freedom and rejects traditional roles. Maybe both of you. I'm just throwing out a bunch of scenarios as it has to do with the Hierophant reversed here. But this card can also talk about a time to focus inward, right? To examine your relationship with commitment and maybe like the spiritual and emotional aspects of love. Maybe this is a year where you ask yourself if you're aligning with a partnership that really does reflect your values, or if you're like adhering to somebody else's blueprint. So this is the year where you get very honest with yourself, Pile 4, about what you truly desire in love, even if it doesn't align with societal norms or what people have told you, right? What people have expected from you. So this is a year where you're going to embrace your individuality while still being mindful of how your choices impact others. Of course, this is my pile that I just keep hearing like, it's like you would never not be mindful of how your choices impact other people. I feel that from this pile. Okay, we also have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse here. So yeah, I wonder for some of you here, if you've experienced like codependency or maybe like a lack of independence. Maybe you or your potential or your current partner are struggling with personal independence. So I don't know if in this connection there's some sort of reliance on external validation or support. I don't know if there's something that's like preventing either one or both of you from fully thriving individually. So for those of you who are in a relationship, maybe this talks about the need to focus on your personal boundaries, or to ensure that there's some sort of healthy balance between, you know, your togetherness, but then also your freedom and your autonomy. I wonder if this card also represents some sort of like equal, maybe some of you have gone through some sort of like unequal dynamic in your love life, right? Where one person puts in one more effort than the other person. So this is the card that really does encourages us to reflect on whether we're, you know, receiving the reciprocity that we deserve, or whether we're simply just overextending ourselves. Now, I don't know if some of you here have also dealt with like financial things, like financial instability, or, you know, insecurity, or some sort of external thing that's influencing your romantic relationships. But I definitely think that this could signify maybe that like practical concerns are maybe like, I don't want to say like the main focus of your love life, but like maybe that's what's been something that's like a focus to you, or that's something that's been on the table, a topic of conversation. Now, the reverse Nine of Pentacles can also talk about the need for self-care and for rebuilding self-confidence. So I definitely think that maybe any sort of insecurities or any sort of lack of self-appreciation that's affecting your ability to attract or maintain a healthy relationship, that's going to be like swept away in 2025. And for those of you who are single, maybe this is a reminder to prioritize your own growth and your own fulfillment before seeking a new connection. So I definitely think that, again, in 2025, you're going to rediscover your independence, pile 4, and you're really going to foster self-love so that you can make sure that your next romantic chapter is something that's built on a foundation of strength, right, and mutual respect. I definitely think, like, again, you're going to be addressing any sort of imbalances, whether this is practical or emotional, right? I definitely think that you're going to be creating space for a healthier, more fulfilling connection. This is the year where you let go of any sort of superficial concerns or expectations, and you focus on having deeper, genuine connections. We also have the intimacy card here. This one says sexual chemistry, reminiscing. So I wonder for some of you, your love life, maybe your love life is going to soon see some sort of deepening of connection or emotional closeness. Maybe some of you here find yourself revisiting past moments with a significant other. Maybe you're going to be reflecting on shared experiences that brought you together. Maybe this could lead to some sort of rekindling of a romantic spark where it's with someone from your past, or maybe this is your current partner. But I also feel like you might also experience this heightened sense of intimacy, and not just physically, but emotionally, right? So as you revisit the memories that have shaped your bond, you might get this heightened sense of closeness, right? So for those of you who are in a relationship, maybe this is a really good time for you to communicate your feelings and your desires a little bit more openly. I think that this is something that will strengthen the connection. And now I feel like if you're single here, maybe this indicates a time where you attract a partner who resonates with your deeper emotional and physical needs. But in any case, I definitely think that you can expect some sort of deepening of emotional and physical intimacy as you explore what truly connects you with someone on a more profound level. Pile 4, we also have the retreat card here. This one says, it's time to disconnect from the world. And then it looks like we have two people dressed kind of formally, and then maybe, I don't know if they're going on a retreat, going on a honeymoon. I don't know if this represents maybe like travel, going on a retreat, maybe something that brings you closer to someone, or maybe even like just taking your own time to retreat and rest and reflect. So just a couple different scenarios there. Pile 4. I feel like with retreat here, maybe this could be some sort of period of reflection or personal space, right? So maybe this means that you need time away from external influences or distractions to really focus in on your inner world, or maybe like your relationship dynamics. Maybe this could also be a time for you to reconnect with yourself, whether this is, you know, alone or with your partner, or in a way that really does help deepen the bond again, right? Or regain clarity on your desires and your needs. So for those of you who are in a relationship already, maybe 2025 will be a time where it encourages you to take a step back to reassess what you want out of the connection or how to nurture it moving forward. And then I think for those of you here who are single, maybe this represents you taking a break from doing all the heavy lifting, or like doing all of the, you know, over investing of your energy, right? And just like relieving the pressure off yourself a bit so that you can reset and like open yourself up to deeper, more meaningful connections when you're ready. I also feel like this phase of retreat could be a nice chance for you to let go of any sort of stress, maybe allow you space for healing and for personal growth, especially maybe before diving back into any sort of like social or, you know, like romantic things that you are engaged with. So we also have the duck and the chrysanthemum, and this one says luck. And so with this one, I feel like your love life is going to be very, very favorable in 2025, right? There's going to be favorable opportunities, you know, favorable synchronicities. Ducks are very much adaptable. There's a natural flow when it comes to ducks. And so I think that there's also, like, just in terms of the chrysanthemum there's a lot of like the blossoming of potential, right? Or the blossoming of beauty. I just think that either way, the universe is aligning in your favor, pile 4. I feel like you might find yourself in situations that really does lead you to maybe some unexpected but positive developments in your romantic life. And I do think that next year it's gonna feel really like serendipitous. I keep hearing like lucky breaks too, so maybe this is where like the right person or the right situation appears at the right time. I do think that this is the time to like embrace the flow of life, you know, trust the process, don't force things, but definitely remain open, you know, adaptable, allow things to evolve naturally over time. If you're already in a relationship, maybe this means that things are going to move to a more harmonious or fulfilling stage for you, right? With luck on your side to really strengthen the connection. So this is a sign for you to keep your heart open to new possibilities, because they might, you know, pop up when you least expect them. And, you know, what I want to do real quick is I got this brand new deck. I actually just bought a gift for myself just for fun the other day, because when do we ever do that? So this one is the Box of Luck, and it says 60 cards to attract greater fortune into your life. So this is like brand new. Never used it with any of my readings here. So you guys will be the first. So, okay. Let's find out more about this luck that pile 4 is having. Let's find out more about this luck that pile 4 is going to have in 2025, or maybe anything that might be helpful for them to know. Pile 4, pile 4, pile 4. Okay, so you have bamboo. We will go over these in a second. We'll get like one more for you. Okay, I felt like that one wanted to come out earlier too. So you got bamboo, and then you got to me. So bamboo, okay, it says lucky in Asia, and then this one is a live lucky card. So lucky bamboo, I am not even going to say the scientific name, you guys. But lucky bamboo has been used for centuries in feng shui, the Chinese system of creating harmony and balance in the home. Anyone who receives one as a New Year's gift will experience good luck during the forthcoming year. So lucky bamboo makes a great housewarming present. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if some of you will end up moving in with someone in 2025. I also love that it's talking about the new year. definitely confirms the reading that we're talking about, you know, your love life in the 2025 new year. Anyway, maybe you also, I don't know, some of you here may even move into your own space. And so maybe some lucky bamboo will be something that can enhance your luck or maybe boost your manifestations. But this says the type of luck the plant attracts is said to depend on the number of stalks it has. And 9 is the optimum for overall good luck. And then it says how to capture luck: have a lucky bamboo plant in your garden or give one as a gift. Okay, so yeah, maybe you consider bringing lucky bamboo into your house. In the 2025 year, I was like, why is my hand burning? Because we have an extra candle here. I have to get used to that. Okay, we also have Tumi. I hope I'm saying that right. This one says lucky in Peru, and this is a collect luck card. So that says the Tumi is a ceremonial knife made from bronze, copper, silver, or gold, and often inlaid with precious stones. It was originally used during the Inca period to sacrifice animals in honor of the sun god Inti and to predict the future. It was also used in Andean cultures to perform cranial trephination or trepanning, a healing ritual that involved removing a piece of the skull. Nowadays, in much less grisly fashion, it's hung in the home for good luck, and it's a national symbol of Peru. And then it says, how to capture luck: hang a Tumi on the wall for good fortune. I want to point out, though, that I almost want to point out on this channel that, like, we are not trying to culturally appropriate. So, of course, if Peru isn't, like, a culture that's indigenous to you, and I'm not, like, the gatekeeper of what you can and cannot use, but I just never like to be like, oh yeah, go throw this up in your house. And it's like, without like pointing out the cultural ties to certain things. So maybe you hang a lucky horseshoe. Maybe you have something that's connected to your culture, but something to do with like hanging a lucky charm on the wall, right? Hanging something to attract luck on the wall. So yes. Okay. So the next card that we have here is love or embarrassment. This one says Libra, emotion. And this one says a rose blooms in the hot sun. The blossoming rose symbolizes love, and the beating sun symbolizes exposure and opening your heart. Or you may be contending with feelings of shame and vulnerability. Trust in yourself and listen to your intuition. So with this one, I feel like maybe this is like a need for communication, pile 4, right? Open communication, maybe about your emotions. Maybe some of you here feel like you need to share your feelings with someone close, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, but maybe this is your sign to allow yourself to express what's truly on your heart. And I think that by doing so, it can definitely open the door to greater emotional harmony, right? And greater emotional connection for you. I think that also maybe in the new year, in the 2025 year, you're going to be really looking at the role of your emotions, right? You're going to find that your emotions in your love life, they're telling you something, right? They're giving you information. I feel like many of you here are very much empaths. You can sense information, you can feel things, very, very intuitive. So pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to what your emotions are trying to tell you. Like, for example, if you feel a lot of anger and resentment in your relationships, that could be a sign that, you know, you need to stand up for yourself, or there's a boundary that you need to assert. It can be so many different things, but our emotions are guiding us. They're trying to give us information. So pay attention to your emotions. Now, if you're single, I feel like this card could represent maybe you having this time where you meet someone who challenges you to grow emotionally, or maybe this is a time that will encourage you to be more open to connections that really resonate with you and your deeper emotional needs, right? So I think that the next phase of your love life is going to like require a lot of balancing of your emotions and your self-awareness. And I think that embracing these moments can really lead you to a lot more intimacy, right? And deeper connections. So yes. Now we have the Swan card here. And I think that with this card, your 2025 love life, it's going to be filled with a lot of grace. Every time I think of swans, I think of them like flowing on like a placid lake, right? Just like Also, swans are in pairs. I feel like, I don't know if swans represent loyalty. I do have an animal power book. Let's open this up. Okay. I wonder if there's a swan in here that we can find more information about. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is a swan. Okay. Okay. So this one says, Swan, arts and poetry, sacred love, grace, self-esteem, regal beauty, spiritual realization, and wealth. When to work with me, when you want a sacred partnership, when you are ready for more wealth, when you want to access your intuitive powers, when you want to embody more grace and beauty, and when you want to be more comfortable in a group. And the energy medicine here says, my regal, graceful presence inspires art, poetry, and sacred love. My powerful medicine reminds you that you are the most effective when you follow your intuition. I show you that recognizing your inner beauty takes you to new realms and activates your gifts within that can only be born when you gain a deeper connection to your self-worth. I am here to share that accepting the healing and transformation that is now happening in your life will allow for more ease. Surrender. I can help you be more comfortable in large groups and crowds while being assured your unique essence and beauty can still shine. My wings hold wisdom from Great Spirit, and I assist you in spiritual realization. Interesting. So maybe these are some themes that you see pop up in your love life in 2025. I also want to, I'll link this for you in the description if you feel called or drawn to check it out. But let's see, we also have share your imperfections. This is a feelings card. So this one says, consider your perfectionism. Can you think of a time when you tried to stay safe by being perfect? If you'd been imperfect, what are you afraid would have happened? Fear sometimes shows up as perfectionism, thinking maybe if I'm perfect, then I'll be safe. Is there someone in your life who has earned the right to be a witness to all your parts? Someone who feels safe enough to witness your imperfections? Try taking off the mask of perfectionism with this person and give your fears a chance to be seen, loved, and supported. If you'd been imperfect, what are you afraid would have happened? Maybe you're going to find somebody that you feel like you can share your imperfections with, right? Another thing here, oh, this one says full of grace. Yeah. I also feel like this is representative of you being full of grace. I really feel strongly like this is my pile that's really had to like pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Maybe this is my pile also that's gone through a lot in relationships. And maybe you're just like done. You're done like putting up with the BS, right? You're ready to like pull back for a second, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, right? And you're just ready to be with someone who takes you for who you are, right? So, yes. Thank you so much, Pal 4. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pal you chose because you know I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I've got a bunch of different readings for you to explore. But if not this time, I'll see you back on the next reading. Bye, Pile 4.